Welcome back to the Mad Spideyverse. I'm Mad Spidey, and thank you once again for tuning into my channel. Today, it's going to be another one of my statue collection. Now, obviously, if you've never seen any of these videos before, I generally go into a sort of long spiel. But it's basically compiled of Bowen Designs statues. All my collection, which I have quite a vast collection of. Bowen Designs was done in mainly a company in the mid to late 90s to early 2000s. Unfortunately, not around anymore. One of the, sort of original big companies that did Marvel statues predominantly, because they had the licensing at the time. They did 3 different ranges. They did a mini bust, a mini statue, and a full-size statue. I tried to accumulate as many as I possibly could, trying to become the completest, even though it was a very expensive and very, we'll just say expensive. But yeah, obviously there was a lot of them too. But I amassed quite a collection, so thus these video series. So today I'm going to be showing another mini bust. The one today, now the other thing that I occasionally will mention is that quite often with Bowen Designs, they had 5 phases over the years. So obviously, they have a phase, and then, have a little break and whatever like that. And they're like, oh, okay, the new phase will start. Almost somewhat like by a calendar year that have per year that have a phase, but quite often it kept going. But they had 5 phases, got more and more intricate and more sort of detailed as the phases went along. The other thing being is that they were one of those companies that actually dived quite into the back catalog stuff. So they would do different costumes of characters. They would do lesser known characters and lesser known villains and things like that. This is probably not lesser known, obviously big character, but different suit. And it's actually the Iron Spider suit, which obviously previewed in Civil War, I think in the 90s. I think Civil War was. I can't remember whether it was the 90s or whether it was the early 2000s. I think it was the late 90s, I think. But the original Iron Spider suit in the comics, obviously not the one from the MCU, which just looks like a fancier one of the normal one. This is actually totally different with the red and gold. So, obviously being a Bowen Designs, trademark grey box, which if you've seen videos before, you know it is the theme of the grey boxes. The other thing with the mini bus is they will have on the side the sculpt details, like who sculpted the prototype, rough size, things like that. Obviously the licensing and things like that. And if there is any different versions, they'll quite often have multiple photos. The other unique bit is they actually give you a bit of a synopsis of the character. So obviously being Spider-Man, they're not going to give you a synopsis of Spider-Man, but they're going to give you a synopsis of the physical suit itself. Generally 2 pictures. Generally they'll have the first picture will be the first appearance of that character, or in this case, first appearance of the suit. But they didn't actually do that in this point, probably because it was fairly new for when they actually released this. The suit had only been around a few years. So they didn't do a first appearance and something close to. They just sort of picked 2 random books that it appears on the cover. So the other thing to note is, I shouldn't say always, because in this case it's not always. They will put an edition number as a little sticker. So it might be 1 out of 1,000 or 552 out of 10,000 or whatever it happens to be. There is no sticker on this. Now, that can mean one of 2 things. One, the sticker somehow peeled off and I've lost it, which 9 times out of 10 really doesn't happen. Or it's something a little bit extra special. So anyway, let's get into it. Show you what it actually looks like. Alright. Now this is where I generally will say, on the styrofoam it says up, or it'll have the Bowen Design symbol so you know which way to open it. On this one, it doesn't actually have it. So they did it most of the time, but there is an odd run here or there. They didn't actually do it. So I have opened it the correct way. Now, this is probably the tricky part, because it's actually, you actually got to put it together. But as you can see, there is the main bust itself. So very, very simple base, nothing too special, nothing too intricate. It's just sort of like a, I don't know, it's a little bit mechanical, I suppose. But when I said this could be something special, okay, so in this case, the bottom of the box, it has actually lost the sticker. So this is one of the very rare ones I've actually lost the sticker, because this one is number 44, so very low number out of 700. But I've never been fussed about the numbers. I've only ever just wanted the unit itself. So I really like the red is really nice and shiny too. But as you can see, there's the bit on the back, and you can see the holes in the back, and that's where the actual mechanical arms are going to be. So we've got the mechanical arms. I don't know whether there's any rhyme or reason to how they go in. Whether you just pop them in, and it doesn't look like that goes in too well. This is always the tricky part, is working out which one goes in which. Go in there. Okay, so they're just slightly different in the actual mechanisms that go into the actual back, which means they can actually only go one way. Yep, I didn't put that in right. There we go. So there we go. So obviously it goes from a, you know, little, I'd say maybe 5 or 6 inch bust to end up being, you know, closer to sort of 9-10 inches in height, and then obviously a lot more width as well. So yeah, very, very cool indeed. But yeah, that is it. That is the Iron Spider mini bust from Bowen Designs. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the episode. Obviously, leave, you know, all the usual YouTubey stuff. Leave a comment down below. Hit the thumbs up on your way out, and please hit that subscribe button if you haven't. So anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and Spidey out.